Hi, I'm Anne, your friendly certified OBM, and I'm here for a new episode for YouTube. And so today I'm just going completely off plan, off script. I've got my content planned, absolutely. I mean, I talk about planning, and yes, I think it's absolutely key. But I've kind of come to record. I think it's not really, it's not what I want to talk about. It's not what I want to talk about today. So I am not going to talk about that today. I'm going to talk about something different, which I kind of loosely based a blog on, which of course you can head over to my website and read. But it's about motivation. It's about habits. It's about feeling like you want to do something, but then that inability to actually get off and do it, get off the chair and do it. So it's all I listened to Mel Robbins recently, one of her podcasts. It's about the 5 second rule, which I think is fantastic anyway. But the thing that I took away from it was, well, motivation, it all comes down to emotion, to feeling like you want to do something. Like it's really, really easy to be motivated to do something you want to do. It's really motivated to think, oh yeah, do you know what? I'm going to have my Friday night glass of prosecco. That would be really nice. I'm going to. Oh, you might be getting stuck watching cat videos, but that is that motivation because you want to do it. So it's easy to do. But then there are other things that are the chores, or you're working hard to a specific goal that then they're harder to do. And it is harder to feel motivated because the those happy, positive, I want to do this feelings aren't there. So the thing I really took away from the podcast was if you want to do things, you've just got to put the emotion to one side and get on and do it. And like absolutely that's easier said than done, isn't it? And that's one of the things Mel talked about is the 5 second rule, is changing that switch from what do you call it? A bias towards thinking towards a bias towards doing. But how do we do that? How do we do that in day-to-day business? How do we do that in day-to-day life? We all know we've got stuff to do. And why don't we just do it? We've got stuff that we think we want to do, so why don't we just do it? Because it feels hard, or because we feel like we've got a choice and we can choose not to do it. So when it's I don't know, just past 3 today, I'm going to go and pick up my daughter from school. I've got to do it. It doesn't require thought. I know the way to go. I don't have to think about it. There is no benefit in me thinking about it because I have to go. I have to leave when I need to leave. That's that. There is no two ways about that. I don't particularly feel anything about it. It's just something I need to do. And yes, it's also habitual because Monday to Friday, school time, that's what I do. When I clean my teeth, something that has ingrained in my in my habit of life for over 40 years, I don't think about it. I don't sit and think, oh, I've got to clean my teeth. I don't have to G myself up. I don't need to think about it. I don't have an emotional response to needing to clean my teeth. However, getting up in the morning when my alarm goes and I think, isn't the bed nice and warm? Shall I just stay in bed? Do I need to get up? There's that element of choice that comes from, well, the element of choice, because obviously I can choose not to get up. It gets to a point where, yes, I've absolutely got to, but I could choose to have 10 minutes extra. And it's then the emotions that play in those 10 minutes. So again, which is what like how the 5 second rule comes in. So all of these things that we do for business, if you have a think about the things that you enjoy doing and the things that you don't, you really have to force yourself. And depending on how your mind works, that might be your bookkeeping. That might be a real kind of like real issue, getting over and doing that. Or it might be sitting and doing your marketing. It might be engaging on social media. All of these are things that you, as a business owner or within your business, you need to do. You need to market your business. If you don't market your business, you're not going to get any clients or any customers, or you'll get them much slower than you would. You're not going to be able to grow your business. You need to have a set of like consistent habits to make sure you get things done. But key, or more key to that, is you need to not feel anything about them. Because then if you think, oh, I hate feeling it, I hate logging into Zero, I hate going through my transactions, I hate having to log those, that will stop you doing it. It's the emotions that will paralyze you, is the way I kind of now think about it. So it is getting you to the stage where you say, okay, well, I've just got to do it. It's that habit. I'm going to spend 5 minutes doing it. And I'm going to do that every day at 11. 11 o'clock comes and that's what you do. You don't think about it because 11 o'clock's here. So you're just going to do it. So it's that kind of, it's that switch, that mindset, which is also inspired my overwhelmed order power hour, which I'm offering for May. But it's that you're overwhelmed by the choice, by the things you've got to do, by the emotions that are evoked by these things, or the internal conflict that you have every time you need to do it. So again, think about you're in bed, the alarm goes off, think, I don't want to do it. I've got to do it. And you've, oh, but I don't want to, but I've got to, but I need to do X, Y, Z, but it's warm in here. And you've got that internal conflict and you've got those emotions running around. And really what you want to be able to do is just say, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. Just going to write that blog. I'm just going to send out all these posts on social media. I'm just going to pick up that phone and make that call to a lead. Just going to send these DMs. You know, all of these things, many of them will evoke some kind of emotion, quite often a negative in some way. Maybe you find it boring. Maybe you're frustrated because you can't see the end. You can't see how this one little thing that you're doing is going to get you to the massive goal at the end. Well, the first thing I can tell you is because change happens little by little in those really small increments that yet you don't necessarily notice at the time, but you add them all together, and then you've got your big goal. You're not going to get that goal suddenly. You're not going to get it overnight. You're not going to wake up and think, oh, I've done everything. You're going to get it tiny piece by tiny piece. And there are lots of variety of quotes, and I can't remember where it's from, but it seems like, well, it happens slowly, then suddenly. And I think the first context I heard it was like getting into real financial trouble. Well, it happens slowly and then it happens suddenly. It's the last straw, isn't it? It's that last straw on the camel's back. You're slowly adding the straws on, but suddenly it's that last one, it goes. And that is the same for your goals. You're adding little straw at a time, the tiny little steps that all add up, and it tips over. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen suddenly in that sense, but actually you sort of go, I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it, and it's there because only one small thing takes it. So it's kind of like, yeah, kind of think about being motivated. I think the key is what comes back to is making things habits, is taking out any of the emotion out of the thought process, out of like the emotion, the choice. I think it is a mixture of both. And I have been working on that myself. And I think probably partly why I kind of got to that, like, well, I'm going to talk about this. I'm not going to script myself. And in itself, that is a bit of a step out of my comfort zone because I do like to have a scripted video, and then I find myself editing it quite a lot, which I absolutely hate. So do you know what? I've put off recording these videos because I absolutely hate the editing. And I really just need to do it. So there are all these things. So do you know what? Nobody's perfect. There are going to be things that you think, oh, I don't want to do. And it is a mindset thing. And is it a mindset thing? Is that what you call it? I'll come back to you on that one. But I think it's about just getting up and doing it, not putting it off, not procrastinating. It is about shifting away from thinking about things and just doing it. It is certainly about moving away from procrastination, because procrastination doesn't usually get us anywhere, although it does if you just need to take a walk in the garden or something like that to clear your brain. But is that procrastination? I don't know. I don't think so. Procrastination sometimes sort of clears my mind. I do give myself a little break every now and again when I can just scroll through Facebook and find the cat videos or the cat rescue centres and the cats they've got on offer, because I am looking, not quite yet, in about 6 weeks, to look for a new cat. So I'm putting it out there into the world. Anybody knows a cat who can live with children and a dog? That's what I'm putting out there. That's what I'm coming back. So actually, that's what this was supposed to be about. Not so much about cats, but about manifestation, motivation. Manifestation isn't just about saying, "Oh, I want this goal. This is the goal." You've still got to do those. You've still got to take the actions. You've still got to take those small actions, and make it happen. But instead of looking at this massive goal, you look at the individual tasks to get on. So, I mean, that's certainly in terms of reducing or removing emotions. If something is really, really overwhelming, so you've got a big goal, huge, and you don't know how you're going to get there, but actually you sat down, you've worked it out, and it's a feasible goal, then you break it down and you focus on what you're doing every day with a kind of like looking up. Yep, we're still on the same path, we're still on the right path, we're still going to get there, but actually I'm looking down the road. It's like when you look at a map and you think, well, I'm going to drive to my destination. You look at it on a map and you drive and you drive and drive, and you're concentrating on the road, you're concentrating on driving, you're concentrating on traffic around you, and you pull off at the services. And then you might check the map again and go, where am I? Okay, I'm here. But then you're concentrating on, again, what's around you. You're concentrating on driving. You're concentrating on all the things that you need to focus on right there and then to get there. And then you'll bob your head up in a little bit and just check the goal is still there. But to remove or to help remove the overwhelm, if you focus on that one step that you're taking, and again, it comes back to these changes are made, these goals are reached by the really small steps at a time that you're taking. And that's my whole ethos. It's like, I'm not going to suddenly say, okay, I promise that I'm going to help you change your business overnight, because that's not sustainable growth. You might be able to change your business overnight, but it's not sustainable. So I work with my clients on making those small changes, on making them sustainable and getting them built into habits and into plans and into schedule. So it is a routine that you get up, you do your marketing, or you get up and you do your strategic planning. That's what I help you do. I help you make those small, tiny changes that will get you there to that big goal. And when you're at the big goal, or even at the milestones on the way to the big goal, then we celebrate the success, because that is brilliant for motivation. I mean, that's a real feel-good feeling, knowing that you've achieved or the point at which you should have achieved. So I'm going to stop this. So that wasn't what I was going to talk about, but sorry, a little bit, maybe a little bit of an insight into me, into how I work. And I'll leave you there. So hopefully you enjoyed that slightly different YouTube. And remember to hit the notification button if you want to find out about new episodes. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.